My name is Aisha. Welcome to One Elder Speaks. There's been a lot going on in my life right now, so this is kind of delayed by about a week. But in early January of 2022, I had a very weird night. I could not sleep to save my life, and I couldn't pinpoint what exactly was keeping me up. But I was getting a message from my ancestors about what I needed to do about a family situation. And so, I kind of logged that and said, okay, I can do that definitely. And then I got a message from somebody else's ancestors, and they said, we need you to deliver this message. So I said, oh, that's weird. I never get messages from other people's ancestors, but yeah, totally. As long as we're coming from a place of love, I am a willing conduit for these sorts of things. And so I logged that message down. The next day, and this is not like a really good friend of mine. This is more of an acquaintance, and so the next day I ran some errands and did some stuff, and then I kind of went close to where they generally are, and they're like, "Come on, deliver the message," and I'm like, "I will. Let me have lunch." uh, so so after lunch, we went ahead and made plans to get together, and then I delivered my message. Uh, and and once I delivered that message, I felt so much lighter. So when they had laid that on me, it was pretty heavy, but it felt so good because it was such a good message. And I really, after I delivered the message, I said, this is really could be a message for anybody. This could apply to anyone. And so I asked, can I do this as a One Elder Speaks episode? And they said, sure. So here's the message. They said, okay, so the ancestors are trying to say basically uh, that they are, well, this is what I told this person. Your ancestors are so strong. Your ancestors are so powerful. And when they came to me, they were like rock steady. Like there was, it wasn't flighty energy. It was like solid, like a rock. And I said, this is what they want me to tell you. And they said, we want you to take your place among the table with us. We want you to step into your power. We want you to receive the spiritual gifts that we want to give to you. We want you to have all the blessings that are available to you in your life. And they said, there is one thing that is blocking your blessing. You have to learn to forgive. And not just one or two people, you have to learn to forgive everyone who has ever hurt you at all in your lifetime. They said the anger, the bitterness, the frustration, the sadness, it all's cluttering up your heart space. And they said your blessings will be given to you through the heart space, so you've got to start clearing it out. They said that some of these people that you need to forgive are just a one and done. You'll forgive them and you'll move on. But there are some people that hurt you over a long period of time or just hurt you so deeply that you're going to have to come back and forgive them every day, and until you no longer feel the heaviness of the resentment or anger. And also the word contempt came up. They said, it is through your heart that you're going to receive these blessings, so you've got to clear that out. So there's a few points that they made. Forgiveness does not absolve the sinner from what they've done. The universe still craves balance. So it's not like you forgive them and then it's over with and they don't owe anything. The universe will still send things to correct that individual on their path, to balance out the injustices that have been committed. So it doesn't absolve them. Correction will still come in a fair and poignant manner when it's received from the universe. The universe has a way of doing things in a way that is, like I said, fair and poignant, like it matters. Number 2, forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to tell these people or you have to allow these people back into your life. Boundaries are still very, very important. And you're not forgiving them for them. You're forgiving them for you, okay? They don't have to know that you forgive them. They don't have to know none of that. They don't need to be in your life if they're toxic people. So let that go. Number 3, the strongest person in the room is not the angriest person in the room. The strongest person in the room is the most compassionate person in the room. When you realize that hurt people, and you release your anger and contempt, you receive peace in your heart. With peace in your heart, no one can touch your center, no one can touch your core, no one can touch your strength. You become sovereign. 4, let's see, 3.5, here we go. Oh, and you have to practice every day and maybe more. And that was the other thing, you forgive these people every day until it's no longer an issue. And then 6 months later, you're like, oh, you have a thought and you're like, oh my gosh, you mean I have to forgive them again? Crap. Yes, you do. It's a practice. It's not a one and done for most things. It's a practice. Number 4, the ancestors of this individual are really powerful and grounded, and they were a long line of healers. Now, they were just good-hearted people, basically. They had committed themselves to their craft, obviously, and they wanted their descendant to know that they loved him very much, and they wanted him to be with them and to receive his birthright. I already told you guys this. Let's see. There was something else. Hang on. So we got 1 in the forgiveness. There's always a component, and this is something that I forgot to tell that person. There's always a component of you have to forgive yourself. And it's really weird because, there were situations where I was a kid and I was a victim, and you wouldn't think that you would have to forgive yourself for that, but for some reason, it's like you do. Maybe you have to forgive yourself for holding on to the anger. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're just kind of forgiving yourself for putting yourself through that trauma and torment and not releasing it. That must have been it. Yeah. So we have to forgive ourselves too, and there's a component to that. That's just as it is. Let's see. Okay, so I was so glad to go ahead and receive this. I said, any ancestors who want to come to me with messages that are, based in love, I am more than willing to be the conduit for that stuff. I thought that was really amazing. Okay. And then I realized why they chose me to carry the message. Now, I told you at the beginning that I had to deal with a family issue. And in that family issue, I didn't realize this, but with this particular person, I carried a lot of resentment and anger and just, mad. I was pissed. The message was not just for that person. The message was also for me. Forgiveness is a practice. You're not done, probably ever, and just to keep practicing it. I've let go of a lot of things, but I think I was holding on to that deeper wounding, because family is like, that really can be the deepest wounds as far as getting in this one lifetime. And once I forgave, I got my instructions as to what I was supposed to do. But once I forgave, the doing became very, very easy. But I had to forgive first. So, yeah, Spirit just keeps giving and giving and giving in kind of this weird loopy way. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. when you open yourself up to your intuition and to your spiritual side and all that stuff, you really do open yourself up to your gifts. So, practice forgiveness on the daily. Practice forgiveness every day. I just said that. And and let me see if there's anything I missed. I did write some stuff down. But I thought that was very interesting that that it came back and gave to me exactly what I needed to hear. Yeah, okay, that's about it. I practice to relinquish control of outcomes and expectations. I practice to forgive and accept and allow. I practice faith in my path, in God, in love, and I wish you all of that as well. All right, that concludes our episode, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.